Are you struggling to access the weights of a module wrapped in nn.Sequential in PyTorch? You're not alone. This is a common question among developers, and today, we're going to solve it together. I totally get it. When you're working with PyTorch, it can be frustrating when things don't work as expected. Many users have faced this issue, especially when trying to access weights in a sequential model. Here's the specific question we're addressing. One user asked, how do I access the weights of a module in nn.Sequential? They provided an example with two models, and it seems like accessing the weights of the second model is tricky. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this. So, why is this happening? When you wrap a module in nn.Sequential, it changes how you access its components. Instead of accessing the layer directly, you need to reference it by its index in the sequential container. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip that will make working with nn.Sequential even easier. To access the weights of a specific module wrapped in nn.Sequential, the user first needs to understand how nn.Sequential organizes its layers. Each layer is indexed, starting from 0. Next, the user can access the weights of the linear layer within the nn.Sequential by using the correct index. In this case, since there is only one layer, the user should use index 0. Now, to print the weights, the user can simply use the print function. This will display the weights of the linear layer in the console. Finally, the user should ensure that they are using the correct syntax and that the model has been properly initialized before attempting to access the weights. Fun fact, did you know that nn.Sequential is like a conveyor belt for your neural network? Each layer is a station, and the data moves through them one by one, just like a factory, but for data. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach to access weights in nn.Sequential is to use the modules attribute. This allows you to access specific modules by their names. For example, you can define a class with a convolutional layer and then print the layer using model modules conv1. Here's that quick tip I promised. When working with nn.Sequential, always remember to check the index of the layer you want to access. It can save you a lot of time and confusion. And there you have it. You can now access the weights of your nn.Sequential model with ease. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more PyTorch tips and tricks. Happy coding!